Hello, hello, hello. How's it going out there, everybody? I want to say hello to all the people that are going to be joining us, watching us live tonight, and those of you that will come back and watch it later. We absolutely, certainly appreciate your help, your support, and thank you for being so consistent and checking us out each week, guys. We really, really appreciate it. Get all this out of the way first. Ask everybody that hasn't done so, if you would, please hit that subscribe button. We're growing, guys. We before when we came live tonight, we were one member, one subscriber away from 500. So we're sitting on 499, and I made it a personal goal to hit 1,000 subscribers within our first year. And we did our first episode back to, I think, second week of January of this year. So we've got 7 months under our belt, almost 8 months, and we hit that 500 faster than I thought. So that pushes me to want to go ahead and reach for 1,000, guys. I hope that we can get there, and you guys are going to be the ones that help us do it. So if you hadn't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button, and just tell people about us, guys. And also head over to mannimalresearch.com. That's our website. You can get all kind of information there about us, about our team, and get information on becoming a researcher yourself, getting out in the field, doing your own field research, becoming a member of Mannimal Research. We'd like to talk to you about that. And you can also report your encounters there as well. Maybe set up time for you to come on here, one of our live shows, and talk about what you've seen, because, guys, that's the only way we're going to learn about these things until one's brought in. The only way we're going to learn is from encounters from people like y'all. So, guys, check our website out, please. Want to give a shout out again to Show Me Bigfoot. We've been giving this guy some love, giving Gary some love for a few weeks now. He's got an awesome website over there. As you can find out all kind of information on Bigfoot, Sasquatch, whatever you want to call him. Over there, he's got all kind of shows listed. He's got it in alphabetical order. We're on there, and a bunch of the other shows, not just YouTube, but podcasts and everything. Go head over there and help him out if you don't mind. I am joined, as always, by the beautiful and the talented, the lovely Mr. Jasper Walls. How you doing tonight, buddy?
What up? What's up, guys? I was answering one of the comments we just had wanting to join in our area, so I was mentioning them back.
That's cool. That's cool. What's been up with you, buddy? How much weight you lost? Jasper's been on a goal to get in better shape, and he's inspired me, and I'm trying to do it a little bit myself, but Walls has got me beat. What are you down to, buddy? How much weight you lost?
Right now I'm at 285.
And you started over 3.
Yeah, 303.
Good deal, buddy. I'm proud of you. Keep it up, man.
Been pretty easy, just changing the diet up and working out, walking, and lifting weights and stuff. Just getting a pattern down. It's been working pretty good.
Awesome. Good job, buddy. Good job. What about Bigfoot? You ain't been out in the field doing anything lately, have you?
No, not lately. I haven't been out lately. I've just been working on a few things here and there till I'm able to get out there and do something. I've been itching to kind of go camping.
Well, man, we got a plan. We got a trip planned. Had it planned for 2 months. It looks like you're not going to be able to make it for unforeseen reasons. But I hate that you're not going to make it, man. But Thursday, I'll be up there Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We're going down into the North Georgia mountains. Can't really talk about where we're going. It's a hot spot. Yep. It's a pretty well-known hot spot. Well-known for people, in the community, in the Bigfoot community. A few of them know about it, but it's going to be a good time, man. I wish you could make it.
Well, things change. If things happen the right way, things lines up, I'll be able to still go. It
looks like my boy Eli is going to get to go.
Oh, so cool.
You met Eli. He's been on an expedition with us before. So Eli's going to get to go. We'll talk a little bit about what we found. We went to Big Frog. pop this picture up there. I'm sure people will remember us talking about this a little bit. This is our video on there when we went to Big Frog Mountain. That's over in Tennessee, another little hidden gem. But we that was found in our video. I noticed it when I was watching the video and we got home, and there's something up in the tree. You know, we can't say that that's anything. We don't know what that is. The only thing we can say is it's interesting.
Yeah.
And we took these casts out there. They're about 10 inches. One of them's 9.5, one's 10. We think it's the same individual, and they were found directly in front of each other. That's a left and a right foot. Shown it to several people, and we all think that it was from a juvenile Sasquatch, given how flat they are and the size. And this ain't a real great picture, but you can see a little bit of toe definition in them. But also in this video, it was just a few days ago, something was brought to our attention from a viewer on here. He commented on it, and then I got a hold of him, sent him my email, and he emailed me back, and he found something really, really interesting out in the background that we all completely missed. And we'll show it right here. And you know, that don't look like a whole lot right there. It definitely, I've shown this to a lot of people. It definitely, it don't look like a shadow because it's covering up that tree behind it. But I sent this to a good buddy of mine that's been on the show, Mr. Patrick Vaughn. He's been on the show. I sent it to him, and he lightened it up for us. And you can see a little bit better there. That looks like something. You know, we obviously we can't say for sure that is, you know, a Sasquatch, but it looks like it's blocking out the tree behind it. It looks like you can see a head and a shoulder, and if you look down, it looks like you can see an arm coming down, but not a whole lot more. But say thank you to the member. You guys are awesome. You know, it's just another member like you guys watching right now that was watching the video, and he found it, and he got in touch with me and said he actually told me about a couple more spots that we're looking into as well. So if y'all hadn't watched that video, guys, go check it out. We really think that we were being watched by something that day. We heard something in the trees. We heard something on the ground. We heard all kind of whistles that we had never heard before. Something was going on that day, and now we have this picture.
And give thanks, this wasn't at night. This was in broad daylight. This was in mid 2 o'clock, maybe area.
Yeah, it was like 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Yeah, it was daytime, you know.
Afternoon.
So yeah, guys, these things are all around. Guys, if y'all want to get out and do your own research, just got to know places to look and get out. It's exciting, guys. It really, really is. We were a little worried that day. Like we really thought something was around us. But yeah, I just wanted to share that with y'all before we get going tonight. We got a guest tonight. He is backstage waiting to come on. His name is Mr. Joe Pass. He is the Squatchin Cowboy. You can get on YouTube and search the Squatchin Cowboy and find all his videos. He's got a lot of videos out there. He's doing some cool stuff. I've been talking to Joe for a little bit, and Joe's a good guy. And he's going to come on and share some of the stuff that he's been finding. So, Walls, you got anything else before we get going?
No, let's get it going, man. I'm excited about knowing this guy. This is kind of waiting for this one. All
right, buddy. There he is. What's happening, Joe?
Not much, man. How's y'all doing?
Doing good, man. Doing good. The Squatchin Cowboy. We can find you on YouTube. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Joe, how long you been doing this?
Well, the YouTube thing, I've only been doing it since May of last year.
Okay.
But I've been, pretty much interested in Bigfoot since the 70s. I think 1970 was the first time I seen the Patterson Gimlin film. I know it was back in '67 when it came out, but I didn't watch much TV back then. I was too busy outside running around. So I think it was like 1970, 71 before I even seen the Patterson Gimlin film. And I thought that was pretty cool. And, shortly after that, Legend of Boggy Creek came along, and that got me hooked back then. But then, girls and rodeo and stuff like that came along, and so Bigfoot just got kind of put on the back shelf.
Always does, man, with all of us. Bigfoot becomes not as important when we find out about the ladies, isn't it?
Yep.
Funny how that works.
Bigfoot feels the same way. You know, when it's time to find him a lady, he goes hiding.
You know, you're probably right. Probably right there, buddy.
But the good thing about it now is my wife goes with me now. So.
Oh.
Oh yeah, yeah. My fiance Jordan, she's very supportive. You know, we gotta have help from Mama. All of us do.
Well, she likes to travel hard.
So, Joe, what got you into to doing your research? Did you have an encounter or what?
Well, no, the encounter didn't happen until a little bit later on. But me and my buddy Kenny Collard, you see him in most of the videos. When we go out camping for 4 or 5 days, it's usually Kenny that goes with me, and but we've been camping for now I've known you for 30-something years, and we've been camping for, I guess, 25 of that. And then one day we was out bass fishing, I think it was. And, this was back when Finding Bigfoot was on, and we heard something up in the trees, and I said, "Hey, man, it's Bigfoot." And I didn't think he even thought anything about Bigfoot, He said something about, "Oh, man, you believe in Bigfoot?" I said, "Well, hell yeah, And that's where it started, and my wife just said, "Man, y'all going out camping and everything, and y'all going to start going out looking for Bigfoot and stuff. Why don't you start videoing it and putting it on YouTube?" And the very first time me and Kenny actually went to search for Bigfoot was in the Conomesia Mountains. We stayed out there 6 days, and we didn't videotape anything. We just out there searching around. My wife said, "Why don't you just start videotaping it and putting it on YouTube in case you do find something?" And like I said, that was May of last year. Well, May 25th of last year is when I started putting it on YouTube. And man, I've been having fun. I've been having a lot of support from people like y'all, and just a bunch of people that really like my videos. When we make videos, we go out and try to have fun. We're camping first because we don't want Bigfoot to think like we're out there hunting for him.
Mm-hmm.
We're just out there playing it cool, like we're just a bunch of campers or hiking out the woods.
And that's the best way, in our opinion, and I'm sure yours, Joe. If you want to have an encounter with these things, just go camping. That's all you got to do. You ain't got to buy all this expensive equipment and go stealthy and try to sneak up on one. That's not going to happen, first of all. Yeah. Second of all, they're curious. Just go camping. They're going to come check you out.
And the camouflage stuff, we wear some camouflage stuff, but going all camoed out, what goes in the woods all camoed out? A hunter. And when a Bigfoot sees a hunter, the first thing he's going to think of is he's got a gun, because Bigfoot knows hunting season. Scatter when hunting season comes around. So if you're out there all camoed out, a Bigfoot's going to think you're out hunting.
Mm-hmm. That's a really good point. I've never really thought about that. So
when we go out, we just jeans and t-shirt, and, whatever.
Yeah,
we can wear a camo every now and then, like a camo shirt or something, a camo cap or whatever. My cap I wear my camera on is camo, but we don't go camo face, and ghillie suits and all that.
Now, you said y'all went to this first place. You stayed out there for 6 days. Where was that at?
The Conomesia Wilderness, southeastern Oklahoma, at Three Rivers Wildlife Management Area. That was beautiful up there.
Did anything go on that trip?
No. We found some bear tracks, and a bear tracks about 30, 40 yards from our tent. The next one of the mornings we woke up, and as far as that, nothing really happened up there that day. Oh, that 6 days we was up there.
So how long into your researching did you guys start to get some activity? Did it take for something to happen?
I've made a couple of videos. I went to Tallahassee State Park in Oklahoma, and which now is one of my good friends, Keith Bethel and Sabrina Bethel. They live up there real close to that, and they seen a couple of my videos. And Keith messaged me and told me that he had an encounter up there on his property. They got like 3,000 acres up there, privately owned land. It's all the family type thing. And he invited us up, and I'll tell you, I had never met Keith before or Sabrina. When we met them, they just made us feel like we were long lost friends. I mean, they were just so kind to us. They let us come on to their land. Didn't even know us. When we got up there to the land, they said, you ain't gonna be able to walk all this land. They let us have their side by side. And used us side by side the whole time we was up there. And then the next time we went up there, they let us have their little deer cabin up there to stay in.
So, what kind of encounter did they have that piqued your interest and made you want to get up there?
Well, Keith told me about his Bigfoot encounter. He said he was like 15 and he was riding his 4-wheeler down some old logging roads down in there. And he seen something come up out of the creek, take 1-2 steps across the globe. So he jumped off his 4-wheeler and started running after it. He said, this is his exact words what he told me. He said, it looked like somebody got a poodle and dumped him in the water and was pounding him down on the ground where that Bigfoot walked. And he said he followed that Bigfoot up the side of the hill and finally realized, says, what the heck am I doing? You know what that is? So he said,
what would you do if you caught it?
He got back on his 4-wheeler and hightailed him back to the house. And he said he won't go back out in the woods at night up there anymore. So when we went up there, the very first night we was up there, we was all tired. Me and Kenny put up the tent. We was just sitting around the campfire drinking a couple of coldies. And, I guess it's about 12:30, 1 o'clock. I mean, everything was just quiet. There wasn't no birds, crickets, nothing. There was no noise out there whatsoever. So I told Kenny, I says, I'm just going to holler and see if I can't get the coyotes going. I walk out there to the edge of the logging road and I do a big old woo. And sure enough, about 10 seconds later, the coyotes start going crazy. And then they die off. And then about 10 minutes later, it was so creepy because it sounded almost like the call I did, hollering back out. And it was about 100 yards away from us, and the coyotes started going again. And me and Kenny are freaking out because it sounded just like what I did. The coyotes stopped, and then about 30 minutes later is when it changed. Kenny was a skeptic. He did not think Bigfoot was real, but he's kind of on the fence about it. But that night changed his mind because off to the southwest of us there, about 100 yards, 4 tree knocks in a row, just boom, slow, just boom. And then it stopped for about 2 or 3 seconds, and then 4 more knocks. And then stopped for a second, then 2 knocks. And all this time, Kenny has a recorder in his hand, and he's trying to get this recorder to come on. And we didn't get the tree knocks out of it. I mean, the rest of the night, we stayed up till morning because we was trying to figure out what that was. And there's no houses around there. Keith lives about a mile or so away, and he's got a bad hip. And we was at the only road, the only entrance into that, where that was. Nobody could have got past it, so we camped right by the road. The next day we got up, we walked around, drove the side by side around that whole place. There was no other campers, no other even campsites. There wasn't nothing. Nobody'd been down there for months. We walked exactly where we heard that from. There was nothing. There's no tracks up there, a 4-wheeler going up there, people walking or nothing. And then the next night, it got even scarier because Kenny went to put up a trail cam behind our camp. And I'm sitting there messing with trying to get the fire going and everything. So when he goes back to set the trail cam, he comes back. It's almost dark. I told him I'm going to take the side by side, go down the road. to pick up some more tree limbs, So by the time I get on down the road, it's already dark. I got my little flashlight, shows about 10 feet, and I'm picking up some wood. I reached down there and picked up an old cedar tree and a limb and broke it. And that's when I heard 3 giant steps, man, just real heavy steps. Boom, boom, boom. And it just stops, and I get my light shine up. I can't see anything. And I got to thinking, I think that Bigfoot, if that was a Bigfoot, he had stopped and turned around to look at me. So I jump in the ATV and I tell him about the camp. And I pull up there and I tell Kenny what happened. He goes, man, it's strange because right up the creek from where we was, when he was putting up that trail cam, he heard something breaking through the bush and heard about 9 big steps. And that was up creek from where I was. So we thought that it went down that creek to where I was. And I heard the same one that he did. And that scared the heck out of us too. And there's people out there that's going to say, oh man, I wouldn't be scared about that, tree knocks and everything. You don't know how you act until you hear something like that.
Exactly. You're exactly right. Now, you said the first night you heard something that sounded like the call you made coming back at you. Do you believe, like a lot of others say, that they have the ability, or they try to mock us? They mock what they hear?
Well, coyotes can do some mighty strange calls, but I never heard a coyote sound just like what I did,
Yeah. Yeah. Do you believe that Bigfoot, that they try to mock us?
Yeah, in some ways, yeah. But
Yeah,
the tree knocks we heard were, it was just so close. And I always thought that the tree knocks were not, that big a deal, because how many times you picked up a tree limb in the woods and try to hit something on a tree, and the limb just shatter, break all to pieces,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
So whatever this was, it was a live tree that it was hitting against, and it was whatever it was big and thick and had to have a lot of muscle, because it was the way it was banging that tree. And I don't think it was in a threatening way. I just think it was, I'm out here.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do things stupid.
Yeah, you might be right, and that's what people like us, researchers, that's what we need to do. We need to get out there and try to figure out what these knocks mean, because 4 in a row could mean something,
And all the knocks I've heard before, just 1 or 2. I have never heard that many in a row. It was 4, paused, 4, paused, and then 2. And all this time, we're running around. Keith's trying to get this recorder going. He can't get his little recorder going. I'm like, I learned a lesson, man. Always keep your recorders going. I learn stuff every time I go out, though.
Oh yeah, yeah. Always learning something. We got a good buddy up north of us that he's leaning toward believing that it's not a stick at all that they use on these tree knocks. See, he's starting to think that they might be hitting rocks up against trees. And I've heard other people, you listen to all these shows that talk about these crazy encounters. I've heard people say that it's an open hand slap against a tree. And then I heard someone said it was like a tongue clack, like a thing before, which, what has the ability to do it that loud?
This was loud. Like I say, it felt like it was like 10 or 15 feet away from us, because it was so loud. And it was wood on wood. I could tell it was wood on wood, whatever it was. And I've heard the mouth clacking thing and the rock clack. And when after it was over with, after me and King settled down, I got up and went out there, got 2 rocks, and I could see if it would answer me. If somebody was up there hoaxing me. they would answer back. I think they would. They wouldn't just leave it to 4 knocks. But after the 10 knocks, after that, we heard nothing the rest of the night. No coyotes, frogs, locusts, anything the rest of the night.
Just dead silent, huh?
It was pretty creepy.
That's kind of like some of our times that we've been out. We'd hear the bird. I know one was happening when up on down south of us here. We went up to there, and I remember. Well, we had to wait for the rangers and stuff. They were actually looking for a hiker. I think that was the night we actually got a good. I think that's the one that took off with a bag of chips. But I know when we went out looking, it was real quiet. And then when we got there that day, there was a little bit of birds, but that night it just dead silent. And then we had all that excitement happen, and then it stayed quiet. Very next morning, like Mother Nature just opened the door and said, "Hey, everybody go play," and it was all you heard was birds everywhere. So
yep.
I think the animals know when they're near. I think because they consider them as predators also. I think they be quiet. I think they hush up and let them try to find them.
It was eerily quiet that night. And next time we went back up there, I was out walking by myself, and I came down across a little creek. It's in one of my videos. And I had a new camera, the Canon T3i, which is right back here somewhere. And I wasn't too familiar with how it works and everything, but I crossed a little creek there. There was a footprint there about the size of my hand, about 7 inches. You can clearly see it. I mean, the toes and everything. So I tried to stop, and I guess I didn't hit record or take a picture or whatever. But I put my hand down there. I thought I took a picture of it, but I never did get a picture. You can see it in the video. As I'm walking by it, you can see the footprint. And then I walked on down, and I get down this clearing, and I hear something behind me. You can see me turn. I hear something behind me. And when I turn around and I'm panning around, I didn't hear it at the time. My wife was watching the video, and over to the left of me, you can hear a small growl. And I think it's at the 5:58 mark on the video. There's definitely a growl there. I mean, some people say it's something hitting the mic, but I don't know what would be hitting the mic. It was just my hand on the camera, you know.
Wow.
Then we're going back up there to Oklahoma in October, I think. We got another. Keith and Sabrina told me about their neighbors had an encounter with one, so we're going to go back up there when it gets cooler and spend 3 or 4 days up there.
What happened with that encounter? If you can share it, if you can't, that's fine.
The one with him?
The one you're going to go investigate.
He said that he was. I didn't get he didn't tell me all the details because I wanted to talk to him, get it right from him. But he said one just walked out across his pasture, and he was watching it walk across his pasture. So, dang. And that's right next door to Doggone Fly or something. That's just next door to Keith and Sabrina's place.
In Oklahoma?
Yeah, southeast Oklahoma. Comici Wilderness up there. That's beautiful up in there, man. I love that place up there.
Now, how far is that from Area X? Are you familiar with Area X?
It's by Honobia. I call it Honobia.
Yeah.
But they said the correct pronunciation is Honoba, but it's spelled Honobia.
Yeah.
And they get mad when I call them that. It's probably 45 miles northwest of there.
Oh, that's not far at all.
Oh, no, it's not. Matter of fact, I've been up that where the Three Rivers Wildlife Management Area is just right across the street from there, where we spent that 6 days up there. It was supposed to be cool up there, and that's why we planned to go up there and stay for 6 days. But a heat wave came along, and it was like 90 degrees the whole time we was up there. Man, we couldn't do much of anything. It was too hot to do anything.
You can't camp in heat like that, man. It's terrible.
I hate camping in the heat.
Mm-hmm. So, what would you say? So you never had a Class A sighting, a visual of one?
I've never seen one
Okay.
yet. I put yet on there.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, me too. We believe that we got some footage, some thermal footage of a couple, but I'm still waiting on my Class A daytime sighting as well. But what would you say would be your most intense? I don't really want to say scary. I mean, I can say scary encounter with one, but your most intense that got you thinking the most and made you want to leave.
The tree knocks. And I know
The
people go,
one,
oh, everybody's going to say, oh, it's just tree knocks. But man, we had 10 tree knocks in a row about 100 yards from us. And
so that
it's just,
encounter there was probably your most intense.
and the next day we heard the footsteps. But you know, I can't explain what it was that's walking out there because you could tell when something's really heavy walking. And it wasn't on four legs. You could hear the boom, 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 And
Hmm.
I won't go back out alone without a gun.
So you believe in carrying a firearm with you?
Oh yes.
We do
No,
too.
but I
Yeah.
don't. I don't plan on killing one. I don't want anybody to start thinking I plan on killing one. But if it
That's
comes down between me or him, I'm gonna shoot.
that's the same with
Exactly.
us.
That's you just described our philosophy as well. We will never set out. We will never draw up a mission to go out and bring a dead one home. We're not going to do that. And I carry one on my hip every time I go out. And to be honest, it's not even for a Bigfoot. There's other stuff out there that can hurt you.
Hogs,
You
hogs.
just yeah, bear. I
Well,
mean,
I don't know our areas. We there's hogs there, but there's very rare of them. But we do have the bear. We have the black bear, and then we have our bobcats, and we have. I think they're still there. I think we still got our mountain lions in there somewhere. I think they just ain't been. There's not a lot of them anymore. But yeah, the most of it, I'm more worried about the bear, the black bear, because you don't never know when you're going to stumble on a cub, and you stumble on a cub, you better be able to have some running shoes on because mama's coming somewhere.
Well, there's not
Uh,
too many black bear down this part of the country, but they have been spotted down in here. Hogs down here are just taking over. East Texas, man, hogs are everywhere. And when
yeah.
we was up there, when we was up in Oklahoma, after I'd been walking out in the woods all day, old Keith comes up to me and tells me, "Oh, I forgot to tell you, there's been a mountain lion spotted up here crossing the road right in front of our house down here." I said, "Thanks, Keith, for letting me know."
I know, being in Oklahoma and the Texas area with them, heavy feral hogs and stuff. I mean, if I
Some
was
of them
camping
get
up there,
mean.
I'd be more worried about the hogs because they're basically one male one got them tusks on there. They can take a leg with them.
They get mean.
Oh yeah,
Y'all are getting a real problem with them things down there, ain't you? With
Oh yeah.
hogs?
Oh yeah. I mean that. When they have a litter, man, it's like 20 or 30 of them. Seems like I seen a couple of them down the road from my house down here. A mama run across the road like this, and I swear she probably had 20 little piglets behind her.
Now, isn't it legal to hunt those year round?
Yes,
I think
I'm
that's
not
how
a
it
big
is over
hunter.
here too.
I'm not a big hunter, but I believe Kenny is. Uh, I wish Kenny was here because he's in law enforcement, and
Hmm.
man, that's my best buddy in the whole wide world. And
Yeah,
me
we
and him, we just get along really good. And we laugh and joke and have fun when we go out.
there's something to be said about members of law enforcement that are into Bigfoot. 'Cause we have a member of Mannimal. He's out in Missouri. He's a police officer, active duty police officer. He had an encounter back in the 70s, I believe, when he was young, 80s maybe. And I think it just says a lot when someone that we trust with our lives, that we trust with our safety and the safety of our family, if we trust them enough with all of that, then why don't we trust them when they say they've seen a Bigfoot or they've experienced Bigfoot activity? So I think law enforcement that have seen these things, that says a lot. And the same with military, in my opinion.
On one of my videos, Return to Oklahoma, he's on there by himself. He's not even with me. I edited it all. I mean, not edited, but I put it on my video for him. But he gets on there in front of his house and he starts talking about the tree knocks and everything by himself. And he says, you know, you trust us with your life, you know, and goes on and on about it. And that's what everybody should think. Park rangers, game wardens, preachers, hell, Roosevelt, you know, the president.
Yeah, you're right. A president of the United States of America believes in one, you know, and I believe there's a senator or something in Tennessee that has a reported encounter. Yeah, one of our government people here in Tennessee has had an encounter with them too. I mean, doctors, lawyers. We have a new member of our group. See, what's up to John? Actually going on this expedition with this weekend. He's got a PhD. He's a psychologist. And you know, he believes in them. So it's not just the hillbillies up in the mountains that are reporting these things. It's very, very smart and respected people that are having encounters with these things. Now, Joe, why do you think that is? Why do you have any ideas on why encounters have become more prevalent in the last 10, 15 years?
Well, there's more people out looking.
I can agree with that. And also, our belief is there's more of us and we're building more houses. You know?
Yeah.
We're tearing down more logs, tearing down trees for logs to build houses, to build cabins. Yeah. We're going further and further into the wilderness. We're taking their area away from them.
That's right. I agree with you. They got to move somewhere.
Exactly. And there's like 720, over 700 million acres in North America of uninhabited forest land. So, I mean, there's still a lot of room for these things to be running around. But, man, we got to do something before we can't keep going the way we're going. I mean, we're going to take away all the room, you know? It's going to come to a point where there's not going to be any more cover up with them because they're not going to be able to deny it.
Yep.
They're all going to go up there to Canada with Justin from Mountain Beast Mystery. He's going to get all the luck.
Yeah. There's a lot of room up there in Canada, though.
That's one of my bucket lists to go up there.
Well, these southern Sasquatches might not like it all that cold up there.
That's another thing. I think that the Sasquatches, Bigfoots down here are different than the ones up there because I don't think they're as big. I don't think they're as hairy, and as they are up in the mountains. They don't need to be. And of course, can you imagine something that's 8, 9, 10 feet tall coming over here living in the swamps in Texas?
Yeah.
So I just don't think they're as big down here as they are up north. And
we've heard that too. I think we've heard it from one of our guests. I can't remember his name now. You know who I'm talking about, Wayne. I mess his name up every time. He's been on. It was a long time ago. He's actually had a group down in Texas and has a group near North Carolina, supposedly. Wacky.
Oh, Wayne, Khaki Lackey.
Yeah. And he said I remember him saying something about one's different size, and then the one up in North Carolina, which there's mountains. They've got the Appalachians and all that, and it does get cold up here, but there's not much. Well, not lately. I mean, we still have our heat waves, but Texas.
There's a lot of people. A lot of people out there that believe that we're dealing with several different, or like 3 or 4. I think they're saying there's at least 4 different types. But yeah, I think you're right. I think the ones down here south don't have as much hair and aren't as thick. Don't have as much thick hair as the ones up north.
I think we heard a Sasquatch on the show.
No,
I heard that.
That was my Sasquatch bait. That wasn't.
That sounded like one of them skirling women screaming out in the woods. What was that?
That was the little 2.5 pound Pomeranian that runs around
That's
here.
good. That's good Bigfoot bait.
Yeah.
It's a good little alarm too.
So Joe, what do you got going on next, buddy? What's happening next with you?
Man, I got a busy schedule. Next or this weekend, we're going down to the Big Cypress Bayou here in East Texas. And for people who don't know where that is, that's pretty close to Jefferson, that's where they have the Texas Bigfoot Conference. And plenty of sightings down there. And my wife, one of her relatives, had an encounter back then, back in, I want to say 85 or something. I think it was 85. But we're going to go down there and check it out. And she's going to do a voiceover because he doesn't want to get on air and talk about it. But he gave her his story. So she's going to do a voiceover for when I'm down in the swamps. And then I got 2 or 3 national parks I'm going to. And then I'm going back up to Oklahoma to spend a few days up there. And I'll tell you another encounter we had up while we was in Oklahoma. Man, it was a real, I'm not going to say boring day, but it was windy. It had been raining all day. We really couldn't get out. And later on that night, we finally got out. I was like to sit around the fire and drink a couple of cold ones, And it was about 12:30, and just about the time we was going to get up and go back and get in the bed, we heard this really, really loud, and then just a couple of seconds later, we heard something go, woo, coming from the west of us, east of us. And we're like, me and Karen looking at each other, man, this can't be happening again. There's no way. At the times we come to Oklahoma, it's always happening to us. So we're going back up to Oklahoma. And I want to say shout out to Keith and Sabrina Bethel up there, man, because they are such just wonderful folks, man. They treat us like we're one of their own. They said if it's storming too much like this, come on down and come into the house. It was going to feed us. I mean, they make their own rustic wood furniture up there. Like headboards and backboard, footboards and desk, and I mean everything. They sell it all over the world. All over the world, I guess. It's called rustic wood. I mean, and it's all handmade. I mean, every bit of it's handmade.
It's really that's what they do for a living?
Yep, that's what they do.
Do they have a website or anything you might want to put out there for them? Or
what?
Do they have a website or anything? We can give them a little bit of love.
Yes, but I don't have the card with me. If you go to my if you go to my video, one of my videos is Return to Oklahoma. It's on there. I talked to Keith. He tells me his whole story about Bigfoot with Sabrina sitting right there. She does most of the, Keith does all the hard, not all the hard work, but all the putting together. And Sabrina comes along and details everything, put varnish or whatever they put on it, epoxy on it. She does all that and burns stuff in it. I mean, some of the stuff is awesome.
Well, if you get the card, just send it to Wayne, and maybe we'll plug it in the next show for next Monday, and let them that way. Give them. I
got it there somewhere. I'm not sure where it's at though.
Yeah, just let them know. Hey, we'll pop them on there. We'll give them a.
They're supposed to be watching tonight. I told them to watch.
Okay. Yeah. Tell them to watch next week too, and go ahead and hit that subscribe button. But send me the information.
I've been telling everybody I know to subscribe. See if y'all can. I'm 80 subscribers away from 1,000.
Oh, good for you.
And I've been telling everybody I know to subscribe to your channel. Let's get you on up there too, because we all need to be together. We need to work together on this stuff, man. This is great doing this right here.
Yeah, there's too much rivalry, man. That's one of our things for Mannimal Research when we started, and that's why me and Walls are such good buddies. We think a lot alike, and there's just so much rivalry in this. It's so silly. Everybody wants to be the first one to bring one of these things in to prove that they exist. I mean, Yeah, I mean, that's fine if you're competitive. You want to be the first to do it. That's fine, but don't bash others to do it.
Right,
There's
right.
no sense in putting other people down, and you're not ever going to find that with us. We recently haven't been treated right by somebody that's going to remain, go without mention. But we're not going to bash them on public. We're not going to do anything like that. So I mean, just we all just need to work together.
I,
All this putting people down stuff ain't working.
I don't like the trolls that come on there and say, just another walk in the woods, wasting my 15 minutes. I'm like, well, where else are you going to find Bigfoot? You walking through 7-Eleven? You know?
Yeah,
And then
yeah, you're right.
the one I get the most of, what I love it when they tell me, Bigfoot, I mean, you don't find Bigfoot, Bigfoot finds you. Well, Bigfoot can't find you sitting on your couch watching TV.
Right.
Hmm. And
Yeah.
topping up negative comments. I mean, Bigfoot. You're right. You're 100% right. At least we're out there doing it. We're taking time away from our families and spending our money. We don't get paid to do this. I don't know about you, but I'm not getting paid by anybody.
And I'm retired and on disability, so I don't make a whole lot of money. You
Yeah.
know, so when I do this, I get paid once a month,
Hmm.
and when I go out, I try. People don't understand. I might have 28, 30 hours worth of video, and I cut that down to like 1 hour of video, but I split it up into 15 minutes and make 4 videos out of it. But people
Hmm.
don't understand that. I've been out there 2 or 3 days and like
Yeah, and
28, 30 hours, and I come back and watch it all over, see if there's
Right.
anything I missed in there that edited out all the parts. There's nothing in there. And then somebody's going to come along and say, oh, no, just another walk in the woods.
yeah. I mean that's so ridiculous. People don't understand the amount of time that it takes to put something like this together, to break down these videos. You get, not to mention the time it takes getting out in the woods doing it, and then when you get home, you got more time that you have to spend, like you said, editing, breaking stuff down, and just like our show, man, I can't tell you how many people I talk to. I'm talking to people all the time, getting people to come on, getting people's opinions and stuff like that. There's so much more that goes into it than people realize, and we're not getting paid to do it. And that's what ticks me off. People talk about, you're in this for the money. You're in this for money. What money?
Somebody told me that even if
And-
you do get 1,000 subscribers and you get your 4,000 watch hours, which I'm like 2,000 hours away from watch hours, but it's something like $30 to $50 for 4,000 views or something like that. I don't know.
It's
That's gas.
ridiculous.
I mean, it'd help, but you know, you don't make
Yeah.
a whole lot of money.
I think a lot of it comes from some of these shows that are on. I mean, they make it up to be entertainment, and then I think it kind of shadows us, doing our podcast, doing anybody else, that's actually going out in the woods doing it. I mean, I'm not saying they're not doing it on camera, but they've got all that money, all that, those guys are making some money, but they're not, some of them could be just doing that just for the money. But us, without, we don't have no major equipment. We don't have nothing. We're going out with what we got and going out and trying to find and seeing. And I mean, I don't know about Wayne, but I mean, like I told him one, if we ever run into one, what we're going to do. He's probably going to run. I'm going to stand still because I know I can't outrun him. So I can be the bait, but
Kenny always tells me.
Pick me up.
Kenny always tells me that he hasn't got nothing to worry about. He said, because all he's got to do is trip me when he's running around like this, because I can't get up.
Mhm. Yeah, I ain't gotta be the fastest. I ain't gotta be the fastest in the world. I ain't gotta be the fastest in the world. I just gotta be faster than at least one person in my group.
Right.
That's it. I don't care about being too quick.
My knees are so bad I couldn't run anyway, so he ain't got nothing to worry about.
And guys, not to mention, you hit on it a little bit earlier, Joe. It's just fun. I mean, you go out, you get into Mother Nature, get the
Right.
fresh air. You're with a
You,
buddy,
you,
a good
you're,
friend.
you're seeing things. You're seeing things that most people can't see.
Yeah,
Right.
all these people.
I've had 3 people message me now that are handicapped that can't get out in the woods, and they tell me they love my videos because it feels like I'm taking them right along with me, and that right there means more to me than what anybody else says.
How cool is that?
If I could get somebody to feel like they're out there in the woods with me, and they can't get out there, man, that means a lot to me.
Yeah, how cool is that? That's
Yeah, that's
awesome.
cool.
Yep.
Talking about
It,
equipment, this right here, I bought this used off Craigslist. It's a Canon T3i. I paid $160 for it, and that broke me.
it's been a good camera.
Oh yeah, I love it. I can't. I don't know all the buttons on it yet, but it's got some doggone me settings, and some of it doesn't have an auto focus when you're on video, and so sometimes when I'm videoing, I forget to do this with the lens.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll see some of the time, some of the videos kind of blurry, but I try to fix it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
And then I got
You
the
get
little.
out there with Brent, and my kids are getting older up there in age. And heard me earlier, I'm going out with one of mine, Eli, on this camping trip. He's 15, and it's time that I'm going to get to spend with him in the woods doing something that we both like to do. And I've got my oldest boy. You know, me and him went out last week up to Big Frog looking around. It's time, and we had my 7-year-old with me, so I was out with 2 of my boys out riding around in the woods. You know, it's just good times. You know, it's time you get to spend with people and you make new friends. I can't tell you how many new friends I've made in the year, not quite year that I've been doing this. Just really, really good people. You know, people that I trust, and it's just been fun, man. It really has. I've gotten a lot out of it, and I'm sure you have too.
Oh yeah, I got 2 people that I've never met before subscribe to my channel that want to go out with me, and as soon as we get our schedules together, I'm taking them with me. You know, they seem like good people.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So I
one
was
of them,
telling Walls before we came on, I had a guy text me. It was just coincidence that they got a hold of me through the website and got his number. And he texted me, and we're supposed to set up a time to sit down and talk about his encounters. And I would have never known this guy if I hadn't gotten into this. You and I, Joe, we would have never known each other. We never had this conversation
right?
if it hadn't been for this subject and this topic. And just a little shout out to myself. I've gone 20 days now without a cigarette. I've been smoking for almost 30 years. Yeah,
That's good.
almost 30 years I've been smoking, and I'm going on a month now that I haven't smoked.
That's
And
good.
this is a big part of it. You know, I want to be in better health. You know, I want to be able to stay out longer. I want to be able to take longer hikes. And
Yeah.
if when you're smoking and stuff, you know, you're limited. So 3 weeks now, I haven't had a cigarette.
Well,
See,
when you like
there
to eat as much as I do, it don't help any at all either.
That's him trying to outrun me in the woods. He's trying to catch up with me now. I
He's
guess
gonna
I
leave
need
you behind.
to carry a gun now. But he carries the pistol. I carry the hatchet and the knife, and that's all I carry out there. I'm not worried about. I'm like I said, we're not out there to hunt them, and hatchet.
Yeah, I'm more worried about other things.
Right. I mean, the hatchet. If I can get a good shot enough on it, as long as it hurts it and makes it run away, that's all I need to do. That way, when he's to get away or somebody else gets away, that's how I'm out there. So, I mean, I do have a long rifle, but I don't ever carry it when we go out walking.
I carry a 45. That's all I carry.
That's what's on my hip. I got
a Ruger 1911.
I got a Kimber Pro Carry 2, I believe. That I keep
I don't know if I can talk to you anymore, man. You high dog.
No, it's a good gun.
Oh, they're good guns. That's out of my price range.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. They're good guns. We'll leave it at that. All right, man. Walls, you got anything else, buddy?
I just seen Pappy's comment. said Wall's going to fight a Bigfoot like a $6 million man. Man, I ain't seen that show in forever.
Oh yeah, that was Andre the Giant playing Bigfoot.
If it comes down to it, I'll give my best. I mean, I know I'm probably going to lose to a Bigfoot, but I'll give my best.
You're gonna lose. You're gonna lose.
I don't know. He's got weaknesses just like everybody else now. Come on, any animal has a weakness. You just got to have time to find it.
You're gonna have you find it, you might have one arm.
Right. Or be knocked out beside a tree. That'd be the tree knock you hear the head going off the side of the head.
That'll be the tree knock.
We got a tree knock over there. Oh, that was Walls. He just he got slung against the tree. But
all right, guys, we're coming up on an hour. Joey, what?
Did he freeze?
You there, buddy?
We lose signal.
Yeah, we might have lost Joe. That's pretty good timing though. All right, we'll do our closing, and if we get him back, we'll say goodbye.
See if he gets back on here. That's crazy to do that.
Yeah, man, we made it almost an hour though. So go ahead and take him off. Just if he comes back on, we'll bring him back on.
All right.
All right, I just wanted to thank Joe for coming on. Yeah, Joe's a good guy. He's doing some pretty cool stuff out there in Texas, and appreciate him coming on. What else you got, Wallace, before we get out of here?
Oh man, I'd like to go. Well, we'd have to wait till our funds are, me and you are financially set to actually go out there to him. I'd like to go with him out in the woods. That'd be cool.
Out in Oklahoma?
Oh yeah, that'd be cool as heck. Just like him, him being an ex-truck driver, and I've seen all the states, and yeah, it's nice out there. There he is.
It says you're muted. Have you got your mic muted?
How about that?
There you go.
There you go. Yeah, man,
I got crappy internet. I live out in the woods. It's not very good out here.
Well, it done great until the last seconds here. I was like,
oh yeah. Well, Joe, we just want to thank you for coming on, buddy. We appreciate it, and just tell you good luck out there, and keep up the good work.
Definitely be safe and be safe at the time.
Hey man, thank y'all for having me on here.
All right, buddy.
Maybe next time we get on, I can get Kenny on.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
Yeah. Love to have him, man. Love to have him.
That'd be great.
Give me that info. Give me that info on your buddies that makes the furniture, and I'll share that next week for them, okay?
I'll do it, man.
All right, buddy. Have a good one.
You too, man. Appreciate it, y'all. Bye, everybody.
All right.
All right, now I don't feel so bad. Got to say our goodbyes. All right, what you got before we get off here?
Oh, I guess hopefully we get some. We might have to try that when we go. If I get to go this week, try to do some videos again. Like we did Big Frog. Give it to our viewers. I think that was kind of cool what we did at Big Frog and how you got it fixed and everything. That was pretty cool. I think we need to do more of those.
We definitely need to do more of those. I've gotten that request from other viewers, and
I love the response. I love how that's what we want. Because we might not can't see it. If we can't see it because at that time, me and Wayne's body was going, what's going on? Freaking out. We're watching, trying to see everything and trying to be ready on the defensive. And you guys, they might be on here listening. I hope, they maybe hear it later, but you guys stepped up, and that's what we want. We want that extra help, and that was awesome response by them. And got to say a big shout out to all of them. All the guys.
Very well said. Yeah, we really, really appreciate that.
And you guys get out there and be safe. Just be safe doing it. Don't go out there trying to. If you get one that's aggressive, that's very aggressive, get out of there. Just let him have his stuff. Go. Just get out and just be on your merry way. Don't approach it.
Guys, just everybody be careful out there. Be aware of your surroundings and pay attention to that sixth sense, that feeling that we all get when something's not quite right. And we displayed that in that video, the big frog, when we went back to the car, went back to get my firearm. It's because we all had that feeling. Well, me and Walls had that feeling that something just wasn't right. We were hearing stuff around us, and guys, pay attention to that stuff. And if you need to leave, don't be a hero, just leave.
Yep.
All right. Well, thanks to everybody. Had a few newbies on there that I didn't recognize from before, and then we had a few of our regulars. So, guys, we appreciate that. And again, guys, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Help us get to 1,000. We want to be at 1,000 before a year, and I think we should be around 500 right now. So, guys, help us to get there, and we appreciate it. And thank you guys for all that you do. Walls, we'll talk later, buddy.
All right, man. It works. See y'all guys.